All right. Let's do this. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if the music's too loud or if it's annoying or whatever. I'm gonna just get started in a second, and I'll check out whatever might be going on in the chat. Nice. Oh yeah, we got Yonk in the chat again, and Zephyr's back, and Nopes. We got Nopes caught the stream. Hell yeah. Okay, sick. Nice. Well, I'm gonna start going with this, but I'm gonna recap really quick on what the plan is here. So I'll just show that off. So I'll pause this music for a second, fade it out a little bit, and let me just show what we're doing. Chris Lambeth, welcome. All right, so we're doing Blobtober, and what is Blob? Will Anderson, hell yeah, welcome. Super stoked to see you made it, man. Big fan of all your crazy character stuff and geometry nodes experiments. All right, yeah, let's dig in. Hopefully I can inspire you to want to mess around with some Houdini at some point as well. I've been digging into Blender too, and it's quite fun. Yes, this will be saved to the channel. Welcome, Tom. This is gonna be great. Yeah, so nice. We got a good crew already. This is exciting. So yeah, anyway, like I was saying, we're doing Blobtober, and I've linked Blobtober prompts in the description, but I'll just pull it up right here. And so I reached out to Yonk, and I was like, yo, let's do a collab for Blobtober. I'm having fun doing a couple of Blobtobers. Some of you may have seen some of the ones that I posted earlier this month. Kind of the first chance I've had in a while to just like make some fun stuff for my own. So the prompt for this one was Blueberry Thief. And the prompt for this one was Thirsty. And then I did one other. The prompt was Weather. And I realized it's like really, really fun to just jump in and do like, I don't know, I've always seen people do like Inktober and like all these different things, and I've participated in like one of them before, like this Houdini one called Hulai that was in July of 2020, where it was like make something purely in Houdini every day for the month, and that was fun, and I actually ended up getting like 3rd place or something, like technically 4th place because some people tied for 2nd place, but still, I had a really good time with it. It was really fun. It was really challenging. I think doing stuff like every day is like really, really good practice and exercise, and like makes you feel kind of creatively fulfilled and stuff, but it's so demanding and so stressful and so hard to keep up with. You know, there's some kind of tricks to mitigate that, but you know, I'm really busy with this other project right now, and I want some time to kind of mess around with, you know, my own stuff and mess around in Houdini 19.5 for the first time, which I still haven't gotten to mess with much. This seemed like a good chance to do it, and I realized, you know what? I don't need to do all of them. I can just kind of jump in when I feel like it and try to do as many as I can, but, you know, like, don't make it a stressful thing. So I think it's cool to just, with these kinds of things, like, that a bunch of people are doing, don't feel the pressure to have to do every single one of them if you don't have the time for that, and don't feel like you need to start on day 1, you know. So I decided to just jump in on day 5 with Weather, and then I did the next 2 after that, but I ended up doing Blueberry Robber way late. I think I finished that on like October 11th or something, when it's supposed to be on the 7th. But anyway, hopefully we'll get this one done today. I've tried to dedicate all of my time today to this, but I reached out to Yonk and I was like, let's do a collab one. It'd be super fun. We were just hanging out at Pictoplasma together, where we all met up for the first time, and it was such a great time. It was so cool to finally meet them in person. We've done streams together before and stuff, and I love their work. They do such cool stuff. Anyway, they were like, yeah, why don't we try doing a stream on Wednesday the 19th? And I was like, sure, what's the prompt for that? And I looked, and the prompt for that one is, what can I do to get you behind the wheel of a new Honda today? Hilariously long prompt. Tons of, welcome Peter Javidpour. Yeah, have fun and don't sweat it for sure. That's the right attitude. But still, like, it's good to do it if you can. It really, I think, helps a lot mentally, for me especially right now with all these busy projects and not getting to work on my personal stuff. It's so important to just, like, every once in a while, just, like, give yourself a fun little project that you're excited about, rather than, like, slogging through a big, paid project or commercial project or, your day job or whatever. And so, yeah, anyway. So the prompt for today is, what can I do to get you behind the wheel of a new Honda today? And I was like, this is going to be great. This is going to be super funny. Make a funny car salesman character. And I knew that in, like, in Yonk's amazing style, like, it would be just, like, super fun to, like, design a character like that. So I was really stoked just about the prospect of that. If anyone isn't familiar with Yonk, definitely check out their amazing VR sculpted characters and, other awesome work. They're doing, like, a ton of really cool stuff with Blender and Medium, Adobe Medium, and they're also making a game now in Unreal Engine, which is looking super sick. Just two super talented friends. Love, Niels and Vicky out there in the Netherlands. Also, they've been doing these fun collabs with Meta, where they're talking about doing VR sculpting and kind of going behind the scenes with these really high production value things that Meta has been putting together. So that's funny to check out as well. So yeah. Anyway, give them a follow if you don't already know them. I'm sure most of the people who know me already know them, but yeah, they're amazing. And anyway, so that was sort of the idea, and I liked that. And then I was, like, thinking, like, yeah, what should we do for this? Like, obviously, like, my first thought was, like, something along these lines. Get the car salesman, get the car, like, add a little bit of animation, that could just be it. But then I was thinking, like, how do we make it, have maybe a little bit more of a story, make it more of a dynamic, sort of, like, mini short thing. And I was thinking about, I was thinking about, like, some TikToks that I'd seen recently. And I'll pull some of those up that I kind of got a little bit of inspiration from. My girlfriend Maddie, Brew Balls on Instagram, everyone should go follow her. Also, her work's amazing. She's been doing some really cool stuff for Blobtober too. I'll just pull up real quick. I especially love her Blueberry Robber one that she did. And this infinite milkshake, which I didn't do, but is super cool. And then this weather one is great. Anyway, awesome 2D animation illustration stuff from her. So check out Brew Balls on Instagram. But yeah. Anyway, so she showed me this TikTok, this Carp Kia commercial. I'll play it real quick. Whoops, let me pull it over to the right screen over here. Here we go. Let me turn up the sound too, make sure that everyone can hear this clearly.
Someone said there was a better deal than Carp Kia in Rockville Center?
I doubt it. Well, we have to at least check.
Hey there, fella, what about this price?
It's not here.
Save more with us.
Definitely not here.
Not here either. You call that a deal? Who you trying to fool? There's no place where you can get a better deal on a 2018 Kia than Carp.
Come to Carp Kia in Rockville Center.
There's no better place than Carp for the best deal.
Carp Kia, a step above the competition.
Anyway, you get the idea. I just thought the animation style of this was really funny, and obviously this is for an actual, like, used car or, like, car, you know, dealership. So it's very fitting style-wise. But just, like, the way that the characters are animated and, like, the lip-syncing's done with such simple, like, very quick, linear interpolation movements. I thought it would be really fun to try to replicate this for, like, a character, especially to have them kind of stand out from, like, other characters in a scene or something. But anyway, so this was, like, one idea for inspiration. So I think I want to pull from this for the animation style. And then the other one that I like, that I found recently, also real quick, Adrian Lingo's what software does Maddie use? I believe she uses mostly Flash. Sometimes she uses Procreate, Adobe Flash, or now it's Adobe Animate. Sometimes she uses TV Paint, but you know, all the 2D animation software out there. But yeah, anyway, so the other one that I found that I like a lot is this sort of trending-ish sound that I found. It's like this drum and bass thing, and I'll play it real quick. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, a funny, like, visual interpretation of, like, the drums being, like, someone talking really fast or whatever, which could also fit really well with the guy trying to sell something. So I figured, you know, let's use some audio similar to this, or maybe we'll just use this audio and then we can, like, post it on TikTok with this audio. Maybe I'll make an original version or something to post not on TikTok, but can link it with this audio for the TikTok version. But yeah, a bunch of people making, like, things like this. But I like what the other guy did with the switch up, where he puts the sunglasses on when the chords come in, going from being, like, really angry to being, like, really cool and chill. So my idea for that was, what if we did that where we had, like, this guy talking, trying to sell the car, you know, doing all these hand movements and stuff, and then it pivots to him driving the car, and then he has kind of almost like a handsome Squidward face or something. So Yonk on our stream together, which I linked also in the chat, you can watch a recap of. Oh, that's okay. We can add the glasses later or something too. I could also make them. We'll figure it out. I don't think it necessarily needs the glasses, because I think it's going to be great as is with the way that we did it. So there's salesman and the car, and then there's the sexy version of the salesman that we can pivot to with, like, glistening eyes, and I'll animate these sort of like popping on and off and stuff. Yeah, definitely Venetian Snares-esque. Venetian Snares is super sick. I love their stuff. But yeah, anyway, so that was kind of the idea. A little bit of a SpongeBob-ish move too, to go from, like, one version of the character to, like, a close-up version of the character. And I'm thinking also for that close-up version of the character, we'll take the sexy salesman into ZBrush, and I'm just kind of trying to add, like, little bits of detail and stuff, mainly just, like, kind of help sharpen, like, the crevices and things like that, and, you know, maybe I'll add some pores and you know, stuff like that, just to get him extra detailed. But we want to make him very Chad-like. You know, the sort of the Chad filter is also kind of like another TikTok meme thing. So, yeah, that's basically the idea, and I'm just going to kind of go through my process of how I plan to go about, you know, like, executing something like this. And, you know, feel free to ask any questions in the chat, or give your thoughts and feedback, or just hang out, pop in, pop out, whatever. But I'm gonna stream for a while. I think what I might do is first sort of, like, go over, you know, converting the mesh to be good for rigging, rig them up, animate, do that kind of in this part of the stream. And then maybe I'll also stream a third part later. First part was us sculpting it this morning, which is their nighttime. They're going to go to bed soon, I imagine, because it's getting late in the Netherlands. And then they'll wake up to this cool render that I made. And so the second part later will be probably adding like the groom and the render or something. Maybe I'll do it all in one go, or maybe I'll split it up, or I don't know, whatever. But that's roughly the plan. And I'll show off some cool tricks and stuff that I've been doing. And maybe if you hang out, I'll even give away some cool HDA goodies for any Houdini users or prospective Houdini users that I use to make these rigs and stuff now. I plan to hopefully at some point later make a more kind of in-depth detail of this part of the process. But yeah, the sculpting was basically all Yonk. They did the whole thing. I was just chilling there and, giving them my ideas and stuff and art directing them a little bit, but they did most of it, and my real contribution is going to be all this stuff that we're doing post sculpting. But yeah, they killed it as always on this, so I'm just excited to try to hopefully do it justice, bringing it to life. But yeah, and with that, let's get started. I'm just gonna open my door and make sure the AC is on a little bit because it's kind of hot in here. One sec. All right. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, we were playing with lots of ideas together, like in terms of the art direction and stuff. Like, I didn't come up with most of this stuff. I mainly just gave the sort of overview of like my thoughts and suggestions for how to overall approach the thing as a TikTok thing with the car salesman, and we went back and forth on should we give him like a fancy suit or should be more of a sleazy car salesman guy with like a cigar and stuff, and I think we landed somewhere in the middle. He's got like a ring and a watch. Ooh, we should probably kill the duplicate watch. I don't know. What does everyone think? Should they have two watches? Should they just have one? I'm imagining they should have one watch and one ring, but I'm wondering if they should be both on the same hand or if they should be on different hands. I feel like I should put the watch and the ring both on the left hand, and I'm gonna lean heavily on this kind of classic pose when they're talking, where they put the fingers together like that. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I think definitely not having two watches is a super flex. That's true. They could be telling different times or something. Maybe they're like telling both East Coast and West Coast times because they have houses. They're bi-coastal and they check different watches depending on whether they're living at their house on in the Hamptons or their house in Santa Monica. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, bracelet could be cool too. Bracelet could be cool. I don't know if I'll sim the clothes yet. I think maybe not, but I don't know. We'll see as we go. So, cool. All right, I'm going to start digging into this. So first, we got all these different pieces here. So there's the body, which I'll split out first. So I'll just select the body. When you bring in the FBX using the FBX character import, it comes in as 18 different packed geos that all have their own unique name attribute, which I believe is like named after like the layer. So what I could do is I could select by name attribute, I think. Yeah, and then this is just called layer 1. If they'd named this stuff, if they'd been more organized in Medium, then I wouldn't have to change any of the names. Yeah, I think, yeah, one with Netherlands time, one with California time, exactly. They live a double life. Okay, so I'm gonna just select the body, and I'm gonna just say split, and then that will split out the whole body here. So that's great. Now we got this guy. and it's still a packed geo, which means I can't manipulate any of the points or anything. So I'm going to just really quickly, I'll drop a null, and I'll just name this body base, and I will unpack the body base here. I'm going to save this guy again for good measure, and then let's do our best friend exoside quad remesher, which is how I believe both Yonk and I do all of our remeshing of our sculpts in VR. Quad remesher is amazing. It's available in Blender as well as Houdini and also Maya, and I think it used to be in C4D, but now C4D has a built-in Z remesher that they took from ZBrush, so I think they don't make the plugin for C4D anymore or something. But anyway, if you're in C4D, just use the C4D thing. But quad remesher is amazing. It's actually, my understanding is it's made by the guy who made Z remesher and ZBrush, which was like for a while like the famously good auto retopology tool. And then they left ZBrush, Pixelogic, and then they went to go develop this kind of as their own thing. So quad remesher should be an even more developed kind of version of this plugin. However, I also hear hints that Side Effects is working on their own native quad remesher. And who knows if it'll be better or worse or whatever, but I'm super curious to see what they do. But yeah, regardless, would definitely recommend everyone quad remesher. Okay, I guess it's native in C4D now, so yeah, there you go. Hot tips from Michael Van Swear for C4D users. And this is taking a while. Oh, you know what? It might be because of the scale. I might need to scale everything down a bit. Or maybe not. Okay, I see it's cooking now. It's 16%. Yeah, this is certainly not a C4D friendly stream. If you're a C4D user, you should get out of here, because we're gonna be bullying you a lot. Just kidding. This stream is everyone's welcome. As much as I rag on C4D, there's plenty of people doing like really, really impressive, amazing stuff with it. So I can't hate on the community in any way, you know, or any of the users, or, you know, like there's just so many people in every software, 3ds Max, you know, like whatever, doing amazing stuff. So, you know, I'm definitely gonna bully the software companies, but I'm gonna try not to bully any of the actual users, because I have tons of respect for people figuring out how to make cool 3D stuff in any app. And this is cool. So this is like a decent start, but it took a lot of the face detail out of it. I think we want to use an adaptive quad count so that it like kind of puts more detail in the face area. So I'll check that on, and I'm gonna triple the amount of quads. And this might take a minute again. I don't know why it's taking so long. I think it might be because it would help if we had a simpler base model, like, because the input coming from Medium, these Yonk guys work at really high resolutions in Medium, which is cool. I usually don't, which I should, because why not if your computer can handle it. But yeah, so we'll just wait for this guy to remesh and then see what happens. But obviously I'm super happy to lend plenty of the polygon budget to the base of this character, since that's going to be sort of most of it. Yeah. Oh, you can vertex paint where you want to do more density. That's interesting. That looks like that's what this feature is here. They use vertex colors, and then you just set up a painting SOP, and then that probably lets you paint on where you want it to be more detailed or whatever. I haven't messed with that, but if this doesn't work with the adaptive quad count, I think I'll give that a try. And I'll also try simplifying the input mesh so it doesn't take so long to cook again. But yeah. How's everyone else doing today? How's everyone's Wednesday going so far? Anyone else doing Blobtober today? I highly recommend, if you have the time and flexibility. What are you even doing watching this stream? Just go do a Blobtober yourself, or watch it while you're doing one. Yeah. All right, so it's cooking 22%. I think it's generally a very, oh yeah, this is pretty solid. Okay. Oh wow, there's a uvula in here. I didn't even notice that you guys added that. That's dedication right there. Hell yeah. All right, well let's stash this guy. And what stashing does, for anyone who doesn't know, is it saves, sort of caches the thing into the actual file, which increases the file size. So that's good if you're sending the file to someone and you want it to include the meshes or whatever. But I'm not, and I don't want it to do that because it also means it takes longer for the file to open, and if I save multiple copies of the file or it's saving backups, then it ends up using lots of hard drive space. So the new 19.5 feature that they added to the stash node is to move the stash to a new file. So I'm going to just rename this like body base, and move to new stash file, and it will just save it to an external folder right outside of where my hip file is saved. So that's super handy. And so I'll do that. Nice working on some Blender stuff, Chihuahua. Good to see you pop in. Oh, nice, Zephyr. Enjoying your vacation. Glad to hear that. Hope that you're feeling nice and rejuvenated from that. I don't know, we're losing a lot of detail actually here, so I'm gonna see if maybe I can redo this one more time. But I'm gonna reduce the density of this because there's no reason that this needs to be so dense. So let's just drop a poly reduce. So first it needs to analyze the geo, which like takes a second. But then once it's done that, then you can kind of play with the slider and reduce really easily as much as you need, which is great. So yeah, now that it's done that, it shouldn't take as long to pull the slider down and stuff and get this to kind of a reasonable poly count. It's also all symmetrical on the x-axis, so when I'm remeshing with quad remesher, you can specify if you have any symmetry or whatever. So I did that. And let's see, should be reducing it. It's 55% done. It's really dense models from Yonk over here. Everyone drop a like also if you're enjoying the stream. Help get those numbers up. I wanna. Oh yeah! Wow. So this is 15% of the polys that we were at before, and this is still ridiculously dense. This is just insane. Like yeah, this is still 500,000 polys. So before it was like 2.7 million polys, which also speaks really to like the amount of polys that Medium can handle, which is pretty sick. But yeah, let's drop it to like 5%, because I feel like that will still have plenty of detail. It's okay. I appreciate you guys with all of your density, all of your poly density. Nice. All right, so this is good. And then I'm gonna switch to manual mode so it doesn't try to recook this really quick. And I'll say use vertex colors and set up paint SOP. So it says needs to have a paint or attribute paint SOP as the immediate input, the quad remesher SOP. Okay, so attribute paint. The question is like what is it looking for in terms of I guess it's just looking for color. Okay. So I'll paint the color on here. And is it like painted in the white? Paint it white if it's something that you want to be dense, and then paint it black if it's something that you want to be less dense or something. I'm assuming that's kind of the logic. I'm going to enable mirroring too. And make sure those ears get some nice density to them. And then that's cool. And then, I don't know, we don't need nearly that much density on the legs, which will have clothes over them anyway, so we can just kind of do that. But then we'll give a nice bit more density to, oh, nice little butt there too. Just beautiful sculpts from Yonk all day. Oh, is the redder the denser? That makes sense. I mean, this should function the same way then, because white is gonna still be cranking up the red channel to 1. So, so yeah. All right, let's see how this handles it now. I hope it's not still super slow, but we'll see. Quad remesh. Oh, it uses RGB. So cyan, I'm guessing, is where it's not going to be dense, and that was way faster, as you can see. So that looks like it kind of worked. I don't know. I can't totally tell. Let's do more. Cyan means you want bigger quads. Okay. So I guess in that case, I'm going to say, let's make the foreground color straight up red, so we don't have any cyan. Make this guy super red. And I think that is all we really want. Yeah, so let's give that a shot. And yeah, this is going much quicker now that we don't have 2.5 million polys. Definitely, yeah, there we go. That's so good. Oh my god, that's so great. Well, with this now, we can maybe get away with less polys overall. This is such a great tip. I didn't even know this. So this is one of the benefits of streaming, folks, is you learn stuff from your chat sometimes, which is really great. I've loaded the audio into the timeline also so that I can animate to that once we get the rig going, which is pretty awesome. Nice, nice. I think let's go even lower. Maybe we can go back to 5,000 and we'll be okay. Nice. I don't know. Let's bump it back up to 8. Why not? I got a beefy computer. It can handle it. Oh yeah. Okay, sweet. So that's cool. Then one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attribute transfer the color to the newly remeshed geo from the other geo. So we have the same color again. And for any non-Houdini people, attribute transfer just transfers any attribute. Can be color, can be weights, can be like skinning weights, can be UVs, can be whatever. It transfers it based on like the proximity to the second input. So I'm just telling it to transfer color, which is the CD attribute here. And then I will stash this and move the stash to a new file. And now we got a good base. And so I'm totally happy with this guy. Now let's move on and see what else we got over here. So we got the clothes. I think let's do the watch and the ring. I want to split those, and I want to unpack them, and I want to delete them on the right hand, and I want to also poly reduce these. This should be a lot faster than it was before since these don't have nearly as many polys. Nice. And then let's do a good old quad remesh again. Uh-oh, it's trying to quad remesh the other one because I just copied it. We don't need, but that's okay. We'll quad remesh this guy. And we don't want this to be using symmetry because that will screw things up. Nice. So that's great. We got the ring, we got this guy. The only problem is that the colors are not on there, which we can obviously fix with a attribute transfer again. However, I don't know if it's gonna work super great. Yeah, like because it's transferring from kind of all of these guys onto here. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say, let's do a color sop. I'll make this black, and then over here, this is a pink watch. I say we'll make. I think we can. I don't know if this is a separate geo. It looks like it is. Yeah. So I'll do a color. This will be white, and then I'll do a color. This will be brown. What's like a leather watch is sort of what I'm thinking, maybe. I don't know, something like that. We'll tweak it more in the shader. And then over here for the ring, we will do we'll make it like a gold ring, but we'll mainly add that in the actual render and stuff in a little bit. And then yeah, and then let's just stash this guy again. And I'll call this ring and watch, and stash input, move stash to new file. That's cool. I'm gonna call this body base out, and I'm gonna call this ring and watch out. And then we'll move on to the next thing. So just going kind of step by step here through each of the different pieces. It's a lot of pieces, but that's cool. And I'll split out the eyes. That'll be really quick and easy. Unpack. And we will quad. I mean, I don't know. Maybe what we want to do actually is delete this guy, and I'll just get a regular sphere because I don't want to have to deal with the weird topology. We'll make it black, and then we can use a really handy node in Houdini called match size to move and resize this guy to where this guy is. Nice. Although it doesn't look like it's matching the size, we're gonna need to do scale to fit, and it will uniform scale that. So we'll move that to the same spot, and then I will just mirror this guy, and we'll mirror it on the x-axis, and then we're good. We've replaced this eye with nice clean topology. Okay, cool. Yeah, in terms of the symmetry with the shirt, yeah, I can definitely do that. Thanks, guys, for staying up late to give me some tips in the chat. Then I'll say, okay, we'll do. Oh wow, this. Oh, thank you, Tinder Hot XYZ, for popping in the chat. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna report this user. Because They are clearly spam. But, put user in a timeout? Alright, I don't know. Oh. Oh, my stream cut off before I could answer last time. I hope my stream now didn't cut out, but Cinema 4D rigging versus other apps like Blender. Yeah, I mean, I've messed around with rigging in all of the apps pretty much. And I can definitely say a lot about that. So, oh shit, I've named this badly. I'm just gonna call this eye for eyes. Love these big, beady Yonk style eyes. Just a classic staple of the Yonk characters. Call that eyes out. Move that there just to keep things nice and clean. Yeah, so rigging, I mean, first app that I learned rigging in was really Maya. And then, sorry, there's an alarm going off in the other room. I'm just gonna stop that real quick. Bugging me. All right, nice. Just make sure Maddie knows her alarm is going off. Anyway, yeah, so rigging, talking about rigging. Rigging in Maya was what I first kind of learned it. And I think Maya is still generally kind of like the gold standard for rigging characters for the most part, specifically with respect to like character animation and like, you know, stuff done at kind of like a high end like studio level. Like it's definitely the only thing used in big studios for character animation, like, you know, in terms of the vast majority, like that's really Maya's main strong suit, I think, and you know, that's kind of always been the case, at least for like a very long time, and it was really good in there, and I really enjoyed learning it in there, and I, you know, used Maya for a while. And I was also at the same time kind of learning Houdini, or learning C4D, and I'd actually started learning C4D before Maya, and then I came to school and started kind of dabbling into C4D some more while I was like learning Maya in parallel and stuff. Hi Maddie, welcome. We were talking about your work earlier. And was sharing it with everyone. Talking about your Blobtobers and everything. Anyway, so talking about rigging in the different apps. And basically, I was doing C4D also, and I figured might as well try to learn some Yes, your alarm went off in the kitchen. I went to go turn it off a second ago. I just texted you about it, so hopefully you saw that. Anyway. The classic your alarm. Yeah. Maddie loves to have her alarm go off in the kitchen while I'm in the middle of a stream. Anyway, pretty sweet looking jacket here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make this, I'm gonna want to make this symmetrical. It seems pretty symmetrical to me, as far as I can tell, but if it's not, I'm wondering where it might not be symmetrical, and where, if I want to keep my eyes out for any, because I do like to have asymmetry, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything major. This looks pretty good though, but let me make it symmetrical, officially symmetrical. And I think I'll give it a little bit more polys. Actually, this is probably a good density, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a little bit more. Oh, the under one isn't. I see. Okay, I'll take a look at that once we're messing with it. I don't mind leaving it asymmetrical. I think that'll be cool. Doesn't need to be symmetrical. Definitely not necessary. Anyway, I keep getting distracted from talking about what Nicholas EB was asking regarding rigging in the different apps and stuff. And so basically I learned in Maya, and then I tried to see like, oh, I could probably pick this up in C4D also. And I also started kind of dabbling in Houdini at the same time. And rigging in Houdini seemed really scary at the time. This was like 2017 or 18. I remember like when I was trying to get into rigging in C4D, I kept running into all these issues, like specifically when I would like set up like IK constraints or like parent constraints or whatever, it would not evaluate consistently on the timeline when I would scrub the timeline, which was just like so infuriating when I was trying to animate with it. From everything I've heard, where does this jacket drop, bro? This is going to be a jacket that Yonk is going to be dropping soon in one of their many collabs with Lazy Oaf. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Not actually, but hopefully, maybe someday. Maybe once Lazy Oaf sees how sick this render comes out, then they'll wanna do it. Because yeah, Yonk has done some cool collabs with Lazy Oaf before. I wish I could get more of this kind of detail in here, and I could do that by taking it into ZBrush and sculpting some sort of like dents into here, but I don't care about it that much. It's probably better to just move on and get this render going sooner than later. But yeah, anyway, long story short, I think rigging in C4D is unfortunately like really, really bad. Oh, this isn't even a whole jacket. This is just the inside part. So maybe I should merge these together somehow. But I don't know. I'll think about it. I think it'll be fine, actually. This is looking sick, though. Are these all blended together? No, these are different chunks of geo and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Great. So, yeah, I want to keep this asymmetrical, I think. Whoops, didn't mean to pull up the tree view there. So let's split that. But yeah, I think that C4D is like very not good for character rigging or any kind of like complex rigging. It's great for MoGraph stuff, especially like, you know, like being able to do quick and dirty, you know, MoGraph. It's not as good once you kind of hit the ceiling and you want to do more complex stuff, or you want to have more kind of explicit control over what you're doing. That's like when like Houdini really shines, and like when you really want to have all the control. But you can definitely sometimes do things really quick in C4D, and in a lot of ways, like I'd say the limitations of that app are what kind of allows for a lot of artists to make really cool stuff with it in a way. That's like kind of the nicest thing I'd say about C4D is like, you know, because you don't have all the same controls that you have in something like Houdini, you don't get as distracted by them as much, and you're kind of forced to just say like, all right, I'm going to move on to the next thing now. And as a result, I think that like in general in C4D, a lot of people end up spending a lot more time in the sort of lighting and shading you know, part of their workflow. Whereas a lot of the times I've found for me in Houdini, it ends up sometimes being kind of like an afterthought, just because I'm like spending so much time on so many other aspects and like trying to tweak my, you know, like sim on my character jiggle to be like exactly perfect. Undercoat. And so that's kind of why I think C4D can be good, is like it's people are making really, really good stuff with it, and it's because they're just like kind of, you know, like able to quickly get stuff out, and not like kind of overcomplicate any part of the process. But yeah, anyway, so I think rigging in C4D is really bad. I think in Maya it's really good. I think in Houdini it's decent, like, or it historically has been decent, but like everyone's kind of like, well, why would I do rigging or characters in C4 or Houdini? Like, you know, it's just like, it's the app that I do my effects in, so why would I do that? And during July 2020, which I was mentioning earlier, which was like the challenge in July of 2020, this is the Thai part of the thing, I think. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna split these out. During July, I learned how to rig in Houdini, and I was like, oh, this is actually like not that bad at all. It's kind of the same deal as like what you have in Maya. It's kind of different because it's using nodes and stuff, but this is before they came out with KinEffects, which is like the new rigging paradigm in Houdini, which we're going to be getting into once we set all this stuff up, which will be kind of soon. And I thought it was decent. I was like, this is totally workable. This is fine. And same with Blender. In fact, Blender seems to have a lot of really, really cool tools for rigging and character animation and stuff. Like, I think the one that I most remember seeing demoed online was this thing called like Bendy Bones that was like really impressive in Blender. But yeah, there's like amazing rigging stuff happening in Blender. You can see just from the short films that Blender's putting out that there's like amazing stuff happening in Blender there. There's not a lot of amazing character animation happening in the C4D realm. There's a lot of it happening in Maya. There's a lot of it happening in Blender. There's some happening in Houdini, but there's more so like really creative, weird procedural rigs and stuff happening in Houdini. But yeah, there's like, you know, lots of cool stuff you can do with Blender. Also, like, Chris Jones is this guy who used to use Lightwave, I believe, who like pivoted over to Blender and just does like the most insane face rigs, like some of the most realistic looking CG faces I've ever seen from like an animation standpoint, and with the wrinkle maps and like all this stuff. This is like a work in progress thing, but he released this like insane this is from forever ago in Lightwave, before he moved over to Blender, but he released this really insane rig in Blender that you can go download, that's like Chris Jones Blender rig, I think. Yeah, Universal Human Body Rig. This seems like really worth messing with. Like a really, really high quality. He's not paying me in any way, but like this is just like really, really impressive, I think. And does it have face stuff? I thought it would have face stuff built in, but maybe it doesn't. But yeah, anyway, check out Chris Jones' stuff if you're a Blender person and you want to like see kind of some really high-end possible rigging. Because yeah, this stuff is just like insane, and I think you could really use a lot of this stuff as like a base for making like other characters and stuff too. Like the Universal character, I think, is just sort of designed to be meant to be like a base thing. Michael says that skin weighting in C4D is better than Blender. I don't know about that. I haven't used this default skin weighting in Blender or in C4D a lot. I think they're both probably kind of not that great, but I do know that in Maya there was a specific algorithm for skin weighting that it wouldn't default to, but would always look really good compared to the other ones, called like heat map weighting. But Houdini definitely has the best default weighting. It's this thing called biharmonic capture that I'll show off in a little bit. But it's really cool, and I can explain how the algorithm works and stuff too. It's like really smart. Gotta attribute transfer this stuff from here also, and then move that, and then I'll call this tie out, and then I'm just gonna copy this whole setup here, and it's gonna bring out the pants. I'm gonna split again just to speed up this process, do some copying and pasting. Yeah, I'm gonna split the pants, and what else do we want to split? Is there anything else we want to split? I think we want to split probably the shoes here. Yeah, and so that leaves, what's here? There's nothing here. So this is the one that's splitting it. This isn't doing anything. So these are like the extra bits basically, and the bottom part of the shoe, and then these are the shoes. I will split these out and then merge them back in with the shoes here at the end. But first I'm going to go into here, and we have the pants, I believe. This is the pants. Let's make these a little higher res. Yeah, I work with a lot of motion capture in Houdini, especially on this big project that I've been on for a while. I don't have a mocap suit or anything. I know that Yonk just got a Rococo. I wanted to get an Xsen suit a while ago, but they're so expensive. It's really tough. Like, the options, on one hand, I really like Xsen's definitely seems to have the best tech in terms of like mocap suits, which are very different tech from like the optical mocap setups where you have the cameras all around the room and stuff. I'm gonna call these pants. Call these pants out. Yeah, and then I'm gonna copy this. Xsen's definitely seems to have the best tech, but it's more expensive than Rococo. Rococo seems to be really into trying to actually create like a sort of like indie friendly-ish setup, which I really appreciate. I wish their tech was better. Seems kind of rough. I mean, Peter, you have experience with Rococo. Yeah, but also it does seem like there's really good suitless capture around the corner. There's this thing called plask.ai, which you can check out, which is definitely like not as good as a Rococo yet, but it probably will maybe in the next year, maybe 2 years, get to be as good as like a Rococo. I don't know. I mean, at the same time, people thought self-driving cars would be here by now, and they're not. They're like way far off, but there's a lot of research happening, obviously, with the AI in this front. So I feel like, yeah, I'm hesitant to buy a mocap suit because of all of that. But I do like what Rococo is doing in some ways, and tech-wise, I like what Xsense is doing. But yeah, I'm definitely most excited for the suitless options. These are the shoes. So I'll call these shoes. Shoes. Yeah, and then I'll call the other ones shoes out, and then I'll call the other ones here the shoes base, And this definitely doesn't need so many polys. Yeah. I mean, you can see, though, it's kind of interesting, in Peter's latest short, Breakfast with Barf, which everyone should go watch after this on YouTube now that it's available, is very good. I won't spoil anything. But he uses Mocap from Rococo for it. And you can see how rough it is, but I also think that in this specific instance, it kind of creates an interesting aesthetic, and it kind of makes the character somehow feel like a little bit more like handmade or something. I don't know, it's interesting. Yeah, it's brilliant, like Will Anderson just said. Agreed. Real recognize real. But yeah, so shoes base. Save these guys out, merge these in with the shoes, and then we'll call this shoes out. And then what we're gonna do here, what we have left, we just have the buttons left basically. I don't know what this thing is. This might be like a random artifact. Yeah, that seems like something we can delete. So I'll delete that before I finish the rest of this. Delete, and then yeah, the rest of these are just the buttons. So we can just button those in. It's good. I think it's great. I like the way it came out. Just because I'm calling the mocap janky doesn't mean that it's not good. I think it's janky in a good way. It lends to the look of the short overall. Anyway, everyone go watch it. It's so good. Breakfast with Barf. And just check out all of Peter's stuff if you don't already follow Peter Javidpour. It's great. Hey, welcome, Tom. Also, sorry, there's like landscapers outside my house, so hopefully it's not too loud, but let me know if it is. Nothing I can do about it if it is, though, so, you know. Alright, so I'll move the mic a little closer to me, maybe, also, to help compensate for that. Sweet, okay, so these are the buttons. Yeah, it's rustic. Thank you, Michael. That's exactly the right word. It's a great vibe. And then I'll call this null buttons out. Sick. Okay, so we got the shoes, we got the buttons, we got the pants. I think we could probably merge together the jacket and undercoat and buttons. Like this can all be one kind of item together. Yeah, so I'll call this null whole jacket, and then the tie over here, the pants. These are all kind of separate bits, but I think we actually just want to kind of merge everything together down here at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and merge this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Is this anything, actually? Maybe this is just an artifact I can get rid of. I'll just select the rest of these nulls. And yeah, then we can just drag them into here. Whoops. Didn't mean to have that one selected. Boom, boom. So here's the whole guy, basically. And yeah, it looks like, oh, that's the tongue. That's what that is. Oh, shit, my bad. Okay. So instead of doing what I did there, let me go back to the tie. That was a mistake on my part. Split, and then I'll invert this selection, and then I know that this is gonna be the tongue out. This is getting a little bit messy, but it's all good. Definitely not nearly as messy as most of the projects that I've worked on, so it's fine. But yeah, we can definitely rig this guy super soon. What the hell? How do I get rid of this fucking... This, Oh, I'm gonna make Yonk a moderator. Nice. Not that you guys... you guys don't have to moderate or expect to stay up and moderate. Yeah, spam. Report. Spam. Report. Spam. Report. Spam. Report. Spam. Yeah, nobody click on that. Yeah, no, I definitely want to keep the tongue because I do want to animate them lip syncing, and I think I'm gonna actually probably add a couple different blend shapes for the face, like kind of sculpt some blend shapes and stuff. But yeah, for now we're good with this guy. And I'll call this like full salesman out, and we can do a quick little rig of this guy. So I will show you how I've been rigging my characters. Nice. Yeah, you can just mute Michael. Thank you. Just take care of our Michael problem in the chat. Okay, so nice. Okay, so let's get into rigging now. So I think let me just save this. We have everything nice and saved. And also, actually, just for good measure, I'm going to group everything. I'm going to make groups for everything. So I'm going to say this group is the body group. I'm going to group, this is the I'll group it by bounding box. So this way, if I change the point count or something, it'll still stay procedurally grouped and stuff. So this will be called the watch, versus if I just grouped it by like selecting the polys and hitting enter, then it would just put all the points in there. And if I change the point count of this or something, then it will just break and like not be useful. So you want to keep everything as procedural as possible if you can. This is the ring. So I'll then also group it with a bounding box. There's maybe a more clever procedural way to group this, but eyes group, and I'll call this jacket. Actually, I'm gonna group it further down here where we call this guy, this overall thing, the jacket. And then I will group the tongue as the tongue. And then I will group the tie as the tie. Then I'll group the pants and make sure that they're called pants. Something I wouldn't have to be doing if Yonk had just named these layers in Blender, but it's okay. We still love them. Okay, the shoes. And then buttons. I'm not in Blender, in Medium. You can name the layers in Medium. Okay, sweet. So how do we rig this guy now? Well, first, obviously, we have to have a skeleton. So how do we have a skeleton? Well, there's a couple different ways you could do it. One is obviously I could just grab the skeleton node and I could just start like plopping down points and making a skeleton, you know, but that's so boring. Like, why would you want to work that way when you have something like the Labs Straight Skeleton 3D node, which will then kind of do this operation of like finding the skeleton in the overall mesh. I think this is not going to work well because I have all these separate meshes, but there's something that we can do to remedy that. So, but you'll see what this does anyway. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, so here is the skeleton thing that it creates here. If I unhide this, or if I make the background dark, you can see this way more easily, I think. Oh geez. Oh geez. Yeah, there we go. So this is like a skeleton that it creates automatically. And this is actually better than I thought it would be. But what I was gonna do was say VDB from polygons to make a nice big like VDB mesh out of this guy. And then convert VDB back to polygons. So now we have this like nice one piece mesh over here. And then this might give us like exactly the same result, which is fine. But yeah, this is actually also, like, just to be clear, this is not making a skeleton, it's just creating like a polygonal line that kind of goes throughout here. So yeah, this looks like it's about the same, but whatever. This is cool, we like this. And if I look at the points that it's making on here, it's making like a lot of points and it's not symmetrical, and we're gonna fix all that. So I'm gonna play with, actually I'm gonna go back over here because it seems like this is doing this step for me in this node already. So give it a sec again to calculate all this. This is part of the labs tools in Houdini, which are great. But yeah, I can do this, and I can tweak this like accuracy slider. I don't really know exactly what that does. I don't know if I just made it less accurate or more accurate, but I do like that it gave me this nice middle point now, which is cool. Okay, this seems good. And then the fuse distance you can play with also. That's like how much it's like snapping points together based on proximity. So yeah, so this seems kind of good. Let's go up a little bit here. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, great. So I'm happy with this. Then what I want to do is do a delete. I want to delete like the left side of this here. And I'll delete by bounding volume, just like I was with the group selection thingy. And I'm just going to kind of delete everything on the right side of this guy. And I want to delete the points, not the primitives. Yeah, there we go. And so that's cool. but this is still kind of a weird skeleton. It has the joints here for the tie, which is kind of cool. And I think I want to keep that just so I have control over the tie and stuff. And then what I want to do is resample this curve so that everything is kind of evenly spaced and it has a nice even sort of arrangement of these points. I don't need too many of these, but I don't want too few of them either. I want enough in the hand over here. I think this is good. And then I want... so this is all good. Then what I want to do is I want to... what do I want to do next? I think I want to create a group that is the stuff on the right side so that I can mirror it. So I'll do this with like a bounding box. And this is going to be, again, a point group, not a primitive group. So we're working with points here. And Houdini, you're mostly working with points. And I'll call this left side. And then what I'll do is, I think that's basically it for setting up the skeleton part. Then I'll do a rigify. This is not the same as rigify in Blender. This is just a node that I made myself. Oh, actually, there's one more thing I have to do I forgot about. I have to use a fuse node because some of these might be like overlapping points. Like this might be multiple points. I can't tell. It looks like it might be like 63 and 68 sitting on top of each other or something. But yeah, any of these areas where like something's breaking off or whatever, there could be multiple points. Like it looks like this is a few different points sitting on top of each other. So that's why I want to use the fuse to just like clean up any of that. So now I don't have to worry about that. Now this is just 0.7 and this is just 0.6. And then again, setting the left side group. And then rigify is this node that I made. I just called it rigify because I stole it from Blender. I don't know. It's the name that I thought of at the time. And I set the root group, which is the root point. So that's going to be the hip. And then that is most of what I need to do. Then I use a... Do I use a rig doctor or do I? Yeah, I already have a local transform and all that stuff. So this is basically set up. Yeah, if I drop a rig pose now, this should be like a functioning skeleton. Like this is gonna work. Yeah, great. So this is cool. This is our skeleton for our guy. I could delete any of these points too if I wanted. Like if I don't need, like I could do a joint delete and I could get rid of like, I don't know, these ones and these ones and these ones if I didn't want like, whoops, gotta select those again. Yeah, get rid of like these, and yeah, get rid of all these guys. And then I have like fewer joints to work with on the arm. Do I want that? I think for the arm I want to leave it. Actually, I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it as is for now. Yeah, let's just leave it as is for now. And then let's go over here and we'll just do a skeleton. Or is it? It's I forget if it's rig mirror. No, it's skeleton mirror. Yeah, skeleton mirror. And then the group is called. I called it left side. Left side. And what is it doing? It's doing something weird. If I just let it mirror everything, then it mirrors everything, which I don't want. But I thought that if I set it to mirror left side, that would be good. Oh, you know what? I should set this group after the Rigify. That's the problem. Is I just noticed, if you see the point count, you can see the point numbers of all these. This is doing stuff in here that's changing the point count, so that kind of breaks the group. That's why I did that. So there we go. Now this is the correct left side group, and now I can do left side. What the hell? It's still not working. Why is it not working? I'm being stupid or something. I'm gonna do another skeleton mirror and see if that helps. This is still glitching out. Why is this still glitching out? Seems like this should be working. Maybe I need to set it to mirror groups. Left side. Work on everything, but I'm pretty sure this was how I did it last time. Actually, I think I did it slightly differently. Also, actually, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to do this yet because I want to edit the skeleton a bit further. Because I wanna look at our reference guy. And I want to add some more joints that are not in here. So first I'm going to add a skeleton node here. And with here, I can just procedurally like add, or not procedurally, just like kind of destructively add stuff. So there's like a couple more bones there. And that's for the head. And then I want to make some bones for the jaw. Whoops. Let me set this to be the side camera. Oh, I'm making bones by accident. Set view, right viewport. Yeah, there we go. And I wanted to just create them joint placement, view based. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, I think this is still doing it wrong. Oh, thank you, Yonk, for taking care of the spammers for me. I think that if I go back to the perspective viewport, this is a nice deep mouth you guys made in here. That's handy. There's a way to split selected links, and then I think if I just go to modify and tweak mode and right click and go to display joint axes. No. I just go in here. Oh, I want to do child compensate. Yeah, then I can move it without having to worry about it moving the children. I don't know why it is. Is freehand what I want? I think, yeah, freehand must be what I want. Yeah, alright. Sorry for fumbling around here. I suck at Houdini, apparently. Right viewport. There we go. Just you guys making me nervous because I'm doing it on a stream now. Thanks a lot. Yeah, cool. So that'll be the jaw control. And then keeping the Tinder dates for yourself. Yeah, all right. Cool. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe we want like an ear control, or I don't know. Maybe that doesn't matter. I'm gonna go back to create mode, and I'm gonna put some more guys in there, and then I think if we can just add an ear control, because why not? And I think that is going to be good for now. Oh, there's all these handy shortcuts over here that I always forget about. Yeah, H to toggle transform handle. And yeah, that's super handy. That's what I should have used before. Nice. Nice. I don't know what this joint is that I'm making here. Okay. Cool. All right, yeah, I think that's good for now. And I'll go ahead and stash the skeleton. Actually, let's do a rig doctor just to clean everything up nicely. And initialize transforms if any aren't, and reorient everything to child nicely. And yeah, we'll call this body. Yeah, and I'll call this skeleton and stash input, move to stash file. And then we should be able to, so I'll just go over here, I'll make another null just to keep things nice and clean. This is the guy geo. Hide my point numbers and all that stuff. And then I'm going to try to skeleton mirror this one more time using this group that I made. But I'm a little skeptical that it's going to work since it wasn't working the last two times. Left side. Did it work this time? No, it looks like it's still glitched out again. I don't know what the hell it's doing with this weird thing. Is it like finding a point in here that it's trying to mirror? Is this group like selecting something that it shouldn't be selecting or something? Everything seems correct to me. So yeah, I don't know why this is tweaking. This usually works great for me. But that's okay. Instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this by hand. This is so weird. I've never had this issue before. Well, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just proceed, and I guess what I have to do now is just yeah, this is naming everything. Wait, is this actually mirroring stuff? Yeah, it is, right? And then if I drop a rig pose, then I should be able to, this is called mirror point 2, yeah. All these got really bad names. Oh, this is super weird. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Why is it like that? this is not set up properly parent-wise. So, like, okay, this is the problem now that I'm seeing, is that this, for some reason, this, this is like becoming the root over here, and so it's not like doing this thing correctly. And I want the root to be the hip, obviously. So if I do a rig pose over here and I rotate this guy around, that's wrong. This should be like that. This should be going down here. I don't know why it's not parenting it correctly. Oh, the root needs to be, yeah, 53. Huh. I'm being really stupid. I don't know what's going on here. Something about this Rigify thing that I made must be incorrect. So I will figure that out another time. For now, I think what I'll do is just reparent stuff. So if I go into here and I do a parent joints, I can control click to unparent. Okay, nice, yeah. So I can just manually fix this parenting, but that's not a very fun way to do things when you want things to be procedural, but that's okay. So this is our hot fix for now for the stream, while I'm anxious about getting things to just like work and not look like an idiot. But yeah, this seems like this will work great now. Okay, cool. So good solution for now. And I'll ask some people why that wasn't working later, because I'm really curious. But yeah, okay, so we have our skeleton. Let's see how good Houdini's skinning algorithm and stuff is. I'll just take a sip of water first real quick. Oh yeah. All right, so we got our skeleton over here. Skeleton ready, and this is our guy geo. And now we want to do our biharmonic capture. So we just simply drop a joint capture biharmonic, and that I give it my geometry, and the second input I give it the skeleton. And then this should give us pretty damn good skinning out of the box. So it's computing all this stuff. What it's sort of doing under the hood is creating like a tetrahedral structure underneath everything, coming from the bones that sort of grows out and like grabs all these different areas, and it ends up kind of influencing things in a way, in an organic way, where you almost have like a central nervous system that like branches out from the center of the skeleton and stuff. And it gives you like really, really clean skinning. I can do a joint deform now, put that under here, and then I can drop a rig pose into the right input here, and I can animate this guy. And so, like I was saying, we get pretty good skinning results, like right out of the box. I can select all these guys and move them like that, which is super fun. Lots of fun ways I can animate this now. I can also do really cool stuff, just like using some of the other KineFX tools, like FBIK is a really big one. I'm going to save this guy first real quick. Hell yeah, Zephyr. Everyone here is sick as fuck. This is a great squad. Thank you for coming in and joining. Zephyr says, I'd just like to say say that all of you are such awesome artists, and it's been awesome part of the stream today, learning so much. Oh yeah. It's a good community. Alright, so if I really wanted to be smart, I would probably name all these joints and stuff. But yeah, this will be really fun to animate, I think. I'm gonna pose him into that that kind of, I don't know what we call this pose. Does anyone have a name for what we call this pose? Like with the fingers and stuff, doing the triangle fingers pose. That's like the businessman pose or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's let me show you some cool FBIK tricks here. So I'm gonna use this node called FBIK, full body IK is what it's called. And we have our target skeleton that we want to be messing with, and we have our source skeleton that we want to modify to drive the target skeleton. Yeah, diamond hands. Is that what it's called? Really, diamond hands? I know diamond hands are like the like stonk bros thing, or like also like the crypto thing, diamond hands. Had to do it to him. No, had to do it to him is like this, like, I think, right? It's the one with like the white kid in the suburb, like doing this pose with like a prep outfit on. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and here I'm going to delete a bunch of joints. So basically I'm gonna delete like everything but like the foot joints and the hip joints. Yeah. And yeah, if we do that, we drop a rig pose in here, and we're doing FBIK, full body IK, and we set it to match by the name attribute. Then I should be able to control this guy just like this without having to like really do almost any work at all animating the rest of those joints. And it can be kind of tricky to control. Like this is obviously looking very silly with the way that the knees are oriented and stuff. But it's also a pretty sick way to be able to animate like legs and stuff, and other movements and stuff. It's a good way to be able to edit mocap and stuff, like by like moving things around on top of it. Oh shit, oh, my face is in the way. Oh, thank you guys for letting me know. I'm super dumb. Fuck. Okay, yeah. Anyway, what I was showing off was, okay, let me re-blow everyone's minds again. So, here's what we have. Here's the setup. I'm just being silly. Yeah. So we have all these freaking joints. Way too many joints. How are we going to animate all these joints? Well, we have this thing called FBIK, where basically I'm plugging in like a simplified version of the skeleton, where I deleted a bunch of the leg joints and stuff. And then I can literally just like take this foot now and move it around and control it and like influence like the rest of the character, like just with full body IK, which is like just really cool technology. And there's a couple different like settings and stuff that you can mess with, but this is, I think, like just, I don't know, really, really cool. And a good way to like edit mocap and like add certain movements on top of things and tweak things and, you know, whatever. So like all these joints are still relevant and are still like kind of directly controlling stuff, but I could also delete, I don't know, like a bunch of these, or let me do it as a separate blast. So I did this blast here, and then I'll blast out like all these arm joints. Whoops, I didn't do blast, my bad. Yeah, then I'll do blast. And did that work? That should have just deleted all of these guys. I don't know why it's still staying connected like that, though. It shouldn't be. I'm gonna just, I guess, go in and blast out this edge also. I don't know, that's being kind of weird. But anyway, now I can go in here and I can just move this hand and rotate it, and, you know, I don't have as much control as I would if I was like messing with the whole skeleton, but it can be a fun way to kind of tweak your characters and, I don't know, mess with things. I also have actually one other thing I want to try. What if I do that but I don't get rid of the knees? Then will those be like pull vector constraints? Yeah, and then I'll do a rig pose here. So the rig pose is just the node that I'm adding to like add any kind of animation to my skeleton. And so, yeah, I can try to move the knee over here. And this might be like good enough for how I'm gonna animate this character, but I don't know, it's just it's a really cool thing that I haven't seen in any of the other apps that you can play with. It's just like the FBIK stuff. And it can be sometimes slow. You can tweak like how many like iterations and stuff it's using to solve it, and like how smooth it is and things like that. If you use more iterations and stuff, it'll be slower. There's also this other mode called Fabric that's like forwards and backwards something inverse kinematics. But yeah, the physical body IK solver thing is it's kind of the best. And so yeah, anyway, there's that. There's also, in addition to that, I'll just bypass that whole setup here real quick, and that can be my weird FBIK demo. But I made a rig noise HDA, which is super fun because it just adds like noise to the animation. So it's a fun way to like procedurally like add rotation and stuff to your skeleton. Yeah, I can play with the sound now. This is already pretty cool and fun. Look at this car salesman. He's just like wilding out. Haven't even keyframed anything yet. yeah. Welcome, Ben. Oh, and Chris Finelli. What a crew today. So many sick people showing up. Yeah, I can modify the position also. So this is only modifying the position. And I can turn that off completely and only modify the rotation. Can change the roughness of it too. I could also have it so that it only works on like the top joints. So this is like him trying to sell you the car. I wonder also, I don't know, we could try stuff like, if you use a time shift, you can do stuff like, say, I'm going to use just like a expression. I'll say like $F divided by 2. So then it will be like half of whatever the frame is. $F is the frame that we're on. You bought your Subaru from this guy like a month ago? That's crazy. I thought he only sold Hondas. That's good to know. Okay, so I can do this, and then this will give it like half frame increments. So now we're modifying just the skeleton, but we're like, it's only animating every other frame, I think. If you want to like make sure that that's what's happening, because now it's like, okay, frame 1 equals frame 0.5 if we're dividing the frame number by 2. Frame 2 is frame 1, frame 3 is frame 1.5, etc. You understand how dividing something in half works. But then we can use this function like called like either floor or ceiling, doesn't matter. Floor is going to be, you know, round down to the nearest integer. So then now we'll be moving every other frame. And this kind of gives it like a, you know, this is animated on 2s now, and this gives it kind of stop motion vibes. You know what, TB, just because you decided to show up for the stream, I'm gonna give you all a special treat, and I will include this HDA. I'll upload it for everyone to have, who's in the stream right now. I think I may end up picking it up on Gumroad later for a few bucks or something. Rig Noise 4.1 is the name of it. Yeah, cool. So let me get the link for that. Copy link. Hopefully that link works. Yeah, the noise stretches them out and stuff. Yeah. I think I want to do 30 FPS for this. I think that will be a cool vibe. I think I already set it to 30. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. This is some fun procedural animation stuff. If you don't want your shilling to be transferred to the child, you can change the scale inheritance attribute, but it's cool with big hands too. Great point, Ben. How would I do that? How would I do that? So the way that I'm doing it in here, I'll just edit this HDA. The way that I'm doing it in here is, I think it's happening in here. Yeah, this is the rotation stuff. Okay, so I say, if you don't want to change the scale inheritance, you can change the scale inheritance attribute, but it's cool big hands. So, okay, so then do I just set that attribute before everything? So I just do like scale inheritance. Okay, I think, oh, this is really interesting. Wow, okay. So if I go in here, there's a Scale inheritance attribute set to 0. So I should set it to 1. It looks like it's a point attribute. So I'm going to go to point wrangle. I'm going to say I at scale and, did I spell that right? Equals 1. Oh, wow. That's sick. Wow, this is so cool. What the hell? I was wondering about that. Wow, that's so great. Thank you, Ben. Alright. I'm going to update this HDA right now. So, I'll put a switch in here. And I will say left input is 0, right input is 1. And then so and then I'll go up here and I'll go to what is it? It's right click, type properties, and then I can make I believe a toggle. I'll put it at the bottom and I'll just call it scale inheritance, scale and apply and accept, and then I'll copy this attribute, copy parameter, paste relative references on here. I do kind of like the way it was before, but this is such a great thing to know, to have for this HDA. And then, so yeah, and then I think I can just basically version this up. So digital asset, increase minor version. So this will be version 4.2. Yep, apply, accept, file, save. And so now I can reshare this with the update, so that everyone in the chat who wants this HDA can have it. So it's called rig noise. And I think I have to wait for it to upload or something. But I'll upload it in a little bit. Yeah, I'll just merge as well. No. I didn't mean to do whatever I just did there. Oops. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's play this again. This is super fun. I love that. Oh yeah. All right, I don't like the position noise. I just like the rotation. This is so crazy though. Also, once it's all screwed up and all like deformed like this, I can kind of clean things up a little bit with a delta mush, which I love to use always, like after I'm deforming my character. And I would highly recommend anyone in any app who doesn't already use delta mush to use delta mush, because you can see right here how it already, just with the default settings, like helps kind of smooth these weird broken bits out. It's really handy. And I can have it be a little bit more subtle or something. I could also do all kinds of fun things, like, what if we set this to be every 5 frames instead? and then I'll add a jiggle on top of it. The jiggler is a node that I made that's literally just jiggles any kind of movement. It's kind of like the jiggle deformer in C4D. I think there's and also the one in Maya, I guess. But yeah, so if I go over here, I'm sorry, I'm just reading the chat. There's lots of cool stuff, lots of cool chattering happening. Yeah, Will Anderson is the geometry node's master for all kinds of weird character stuff. But we already all know that, I'm sure. It's not, I hope that's not new information to anyone. But if it is, make sure you go follow Will Anderson. He's doing some really cool stuff. So anyway, yeah, this jiggle that I just added, it jiggles like between different positions. Like, so you can see now it's like doing a different pose every 5 frames, but it's like jiggling between them. So it's adding some interpolation and stuff. You can also change like the stiffness of the jiggle, so you can like tweak how it works and stuff. And like just kind of, this seems like this got way faster in Houdini 19.5 or something. I can play with the amount of damping and stuff. So it's just like a very subtle amount of jiggle. But yeah, I'm gonna actually keyframe and animate this guy. I'm having fun playing with the proceduralism here. When he changed the jiggle stiffness, then I can maybe like, it's just so fun to be able to just tweak sliders to get different kinds of animation and stuff. I feel like this is some stuff that Jack Wedge would be really into. Gotta get Jack in the chat. Someone text Jack. Having a little too much fun right now. Alright, I think I'm gonna kill these things. It is kind of fun though, the idea of like, what if we have these on, and then we go to this, right when it chills out and becomes cool. Like that. Anyway, getting way too distracted. But adding a little bit of rig noise like this, like on top of your animation, also can be fun and nice or whatever. I don't know. It's always nice to have your character just kind of like having all of the bones not ever like staying completely still and idling. But we're actually kind of going for the opposite of that with the reference. So again, just for everyone who's here now who maybe wasn't here earlier, reference-wise, what we want to go with for animation is like something like this.
Someone said there was a better deal than Carp Kia in Rockville Center.
I doubt it. Well, we have to at least check.
Hey there, fella, what about this price?
It's not here.
Save more with us.
Definitely not here.
Not here either.
You call that a deal? Who you trying to fool? There's no place where you can get a better deal on a 2018 Kia than Carp.
Come to Carp Kia.
So yeah, I want it to be really stiff kind of animation for that first part, at least, like based on that kind of commercial. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll keyframe a little bit more stuff. I think I'll just show off for fun one more cool little trick, which is in Houdini. they added this really sick node called the animating characters in 19.5 feels so much better. Called the secondary action node, secondary motion node for kin effects, which you plug in with your bones and stuff. And so you set a driver joint. So I just animated this guy, so that'll be the driver joint. And then the joint group that it's affecting is going to be, I'll have it affect all the arms on both sides. And then, nice. So it's kind of adding some springiness, some lag and overshoot to the animation. I think I can maybe reduce the effect a little bit, or maybe I want to increase it. It's not as good actually if I... What if I do this? I add that truncation of the time in here again. That's really weird. I don't know why it's behaving like that, but that's kind of cool. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this animation. I'll go to the graph editor, and I'll just set it all to be constant, like stepped animation. So now, without the secondary motion, it's going to look like this. Right? I'll turn off the sound also, because we don't need to hear that while I'm just showing this stuff. And I can turn on the secondary motion again. Oh, that's way too much. I forgot to turn it all the way back to 1. Okay, that's kind of silly. I could play with the spring instead also. Whoops, I wasn't playing. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is definitely too much. Let's make it a lot less. And it just kind of adds the springiness and jiggle after. Remember Peter showed me in Blender a while ago this really awesome thing called spring bones that I was really jealous of, and then now we finally have essentially that function in Houdini. Can add some jiggle also. Maybe a little more jiggle. Yeah, I don't know. This is okay. I'm not super crazy about the results it's giving me right now, but it's kind of fun. But anyway, I guess the point is that there's lots of fun kind of procedural ways to play with your animation and stuff. Oh, thank you, John S. Is that John S. Bravo? You're a legend as well. I'm just guessing from the icon. You gotta learn Houdini. Okay, nice. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna. How do I want to animate this guy? Let's do a little bit of animation, and then maybe we'll take a stream break, and I'll come back and get into lighting and all that stuff. But it was fun to kind of show off this process, despite the technical difficulties with rigging. Oh, white lights. Oh, nice. Good to see ya. Cool. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm going to pose the legs the way that I want to pose them. And yeah, move them over here. Move the knee over here, I think. Same for this one. And I think that's good for that. And then I guess it's like boom. I guess it is kind of every 5 frames that we see. Actually, yeah, let me use the rig noise. I'm gonna use the rig noise. So I'm gonna do rig noise, but I'm only gonna apply it to do rotation. No, I'm gonna do position and rotations on only the hip. And I'm gonna have it do that every. Did I get rid of my time shift? It's okay. $F divided by 5. Because it seems like the bum bum bum, like every beat is hitting every 5 frames or so. So I'm just gonna, this is just as a layer of sort of like a layer of sort of of bass movement. I think I need way more rotation frequency. Let me turn the sound back on. Oh, $F. The scripting language is H script, but the real cool scripting language is called Vex, which is like if I drop a point wrangle down or whatever, and I want to say something like, you know, at P plus equals normalize at P times 0.1, no, times channel scale. Then I can, I don't know, I can manipulate points and stuff using code, which is fun. Now I got this really weird thing happening to the position where it's like scaling everything out based on sort of the direction from the center. So if I move the character around now based on this, you'll see it's kind of like spherically affecting them from the center. Where did the sound go? There should be... Yeah, so there's 2 different kind of languages in Houdini. HScript is kind of the old school one, but it's still useful for writing like little expressions and channels and stuff, like $F and stuff. But yeah, Vex is really powerful. It's kind of like a shader language, but instead of working on pixels, it's designed to work on like geometry and manipulating geometry with points and stuff. So that's really dope. Okay, D&B audio MP3, cool. Oh yeah. So much fun manipulating rigs in Houdini with KinEffects. So I don't need the scale of this to be massive, I just want it to be... And I want the... Yeah. I think I want more rotation, actually, on the scale. And yeah, maybe for now what I'm gonna do is bypass this, and I'm just gonna focus on animating just the arms and stuff here. So if we look down at this guy, I'll do a pose. Yeah, we can just come up with like a couple of cool poses, I think, and then we'll be kind of in a good spot for building out the rest of this. But yeah, I think I want the pose to basically just be changing, or maybe like cycling through a set of poses like every 5 frames. So it's just gonna be a matter of me kind of like setting up those poses first, and then having fun with them. So let me do the diamond hands pose first. And kind of do that. I don't mind messing with the translation and stuff of joints. It's kind of fun to do that. I feel like I really like seeing stuff like that. Pretty good example of that is like World 4 Jack does a really cool job of like scaling joints and stuff. I think to like emphasize certain kinds of poses and things. This is such a great sculpt from Yonk. Everyone give it up for Yonk again for busting out such an amazing sculpt here. I really hope I can do it justice, but we'll see. I think I need to. Yeah, that's kind of a good pose. I feel like it needs to be more like low, like that. I see a lot of chat happening in my peripheral vision, so I want to make sure I'm not missing out on anything good. Oh, good night, Yonk. Thank you guys so much for everything, and yeah, we'll talk more tomorrow. You'll wake up to some cool animation, hopefully. But yeah, get some sleep, and we'll chat in, I don't know, whenever you guys wake up. Everyone give it up for Yonk one more time. And I'll play some music in the background now that I'm just... or actually, let's vote. Should I play music in the background? Because I don't know if people are like listening to their own music in the background. Or if they are just listening to me streaming and wouldn't mind hearing music in the background. So I can either listen to music on my own, or I can let everyone listen to their own music in the background. People are saying play music in the background. Getting 67% of people saying, 20% are saying no. Whoever's saying no, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna fight you. Okay, a couple people are saying no. I'm kind of erring on the side of maybe not doing it then, just so people can listen to their own music and I don't annoy anyone listening to the stream. This is what I was gonna play. I mean, I have to play like stream-friendly music anyway, so it's kind of lame. Just like looking up on YouTube what kind of music they got. Okay, if the no gets over 40%, I'm gonna not play music. But until then, I'm just gonna keep playing this music. So if it's really bothering you, tell your friends to come vote no. Or if you hate the music, just change your vote. And that's understandable too, because again, it's lame streaming music. Okay, so this is pose 1. So I like this pose. I'm thinking I'll just make all these poses in their own point wrangles. And then I'll just switch between them. So I'm gonna do this here. I'll call this Diamond Hands. I'll do another one. Oh, thanks for coming, Ben. Royalty-free Halloween music. Let's see what they got. If anyone wants to send me better royalty-free music to play, I'll do it. Royalty-free Halloween music. Okay, yeah, here's Haunted Halloween Lo-Fi, no copyright music. Okay, we're getting over 40% of people saying they don't want music, so I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes and then I'll turn it off, because it sounds like people are leaving because the music's annoying. It's a pretty close call, though. And I can use that same expression that I used in the time shift to get the truncated animation every 5 frames in the Switch. But not only that, I can... Damn, if Ben wasn't leaving, I would ask him if he knows if there's a function to get the number of inputs or something, because then I could say modulo 2, and then this will swap between the 2 different, like, the 2 different, or it'll swap between, it'll sort of cycle through all the inputs that I have. Bye, Michael. Thanks for coming. You're a cool guy. Despite what everyone says. Yeah, thanks for coming, Dan, Kelly. You're great. I love you. Hope we can hang out in person at some point. Big fan of all your stuff. Everyone go follow Dan Anthony Kelly on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, this is a good sort of second pose, I think, here. So we're going from cycling between these 2 poses now. Pretty sick. It's got a 3rd one in there, and I'll change this expression to be 3. I want to have one pose at some point where he's like pointing at his watch or something. So this one he'll be pointing at the car. Kind of opening up to the car, I guess. Oh. Okay. Let's try that. So you're saying I could do something like this. No, that doesn't work. But wait, let me see. That's sort of, hopefully it doesn't make sense what I'm kind of going for here. So I'll do a switch. And yeah, I want it to be, you said OPN inputs? What is does it say anything for the OP function if I, OP, oh, OPN inputs. And then, do I need to put a name in here? What do I put in for the name? I like do like dot or something? TB, help me out here. Hey, welcome EJ. Love you too. Thanks for hopping in. Good to see ya. Having a lot of fun animating this guy, selling a car, doing lots of fun little tricks. Very silly stuff. Very, very silly stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look up the OPN inputs Houdini. This is not the number of connected inputs. I'm confused. Yeah. So what I don't understand is what do I put in for the name? Like the name of the node that I'm on? How do I refer to the name of the node that I'm in? Like, do I just have to put in slash obj slash, put in slash obj slash go1 slash switch 3? Now this is returning 3. Nice. And then if I attach another one, then it returns 4. Fuck yeah. Alright, that's what I do. But there's got to be some trick to refer to just like self other than having to grab the name of the thing here. But yeah, this is great. Let's do that, and then I'll say switch 2. And then I'll switch this back here. And then I'll add I want to tweak this pose a little bit more. So I'm gonna oh, is it just 0? So I can just put 0 in here? No. That doesn't work. Wouldn't it be something like no. OP full path? I don't know. This works for now, though. Super good to know. I can just select these guys here. I love that I can just box select so easily now in 19.5 when I'm on a rig pose node. And maybe I'll tweak the head pose a little bit more. And let's add another rig pose node now. This will be the 4th pose. And it's so nice that I'm not like just keyframing this stuff like destructively like I would in Maya or Blender or any other app, and I can just change the order of these so easily just by like rewiring different nodes in or whatever. It's pretty great. And then so I think here, let's make it so he's like whispering to you. Or maybe he's holding his hands up like, it's kind of a weird spooky beat. I'll make it so he's like kind of posed like that, with his hand on his hip. Maybe for the next one, I don't know if anyone has any other suggestions for different fun poses to try. I could do like one where he's I'm kind of looking for what to do. I could do one where he's like motioning to like be driving the car. Like having his hands on like a fake steering wheel. What was that meme a while ago that everyone was doing with like the car salesman that was like, this baby can fit so many blanks in it? I guess that was the meme, wasn't it? Oh, it's OP input dot 0, like that. Interesting. Try it. No. OP input dot. Would it just be dot then? I guess it would just be like this, right? Whoops. That sounds like that would just be this. Yeah. Oh, that's so much easier. Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Yes, 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 yes. Let's look up the meme. Okay. So this baby can fit so many meme. Slaps roof of car. Problem is this car doesn't really have a roof. I guess it does. Okay, I'm gonna do this pose first, and I think I'm gonna start from scratch with this one. Not crazy about this pose. Let's do a slap the car pose though. I like that idea. So that would be like, kind of like this. Actually, let's mirror this guy's pose, the sales guy's pose, as close as possible first. There's an actual photo of the guy, isn't there? Yeah, here it is. Oh, have him begging for a sale. That's a great idea. Yeah, Quadrimetra's the best. You're welcome. Super worth the like $30 or $50 or whatever it is for it. Okay, so here's our reference. Let's try this out. So I guess I want to undo what I just did, and I'm going to try to mirror this pose. Whoops. I'm going to transform this node down a little bit, and then I'm going to I'm not going to transform that one. I'm going to transform this one down to make the arm longer. And I'm going to transform this one like that. It's going to be really good. I'm excited. And then got to rotate it kind of to match that guy's arm position. Animation is my passion. No doubt about it. Animation is super fun. Once you get a nice rig going and stuff, so much fun. Seems like he's kind of bent this way. And then his head is kind of rotated out like this. I'll do the mouth movements after and stuff too. I think I might have to do some blend shapes for that. This is good. This is gonna be good. Always good to have reference. Yeah, this is really good. The old Poindexter pointing the finger in the air to be a smart aleck. Oh yeah, that's great. That's a good one. So great. Don't even have to come up with ideas when you're streaming. It's just crowdsource them. It's a group effort. We're all responsible for this wonderful car salesman. Oh, this one. Oh, this is not meant to be an input. And then, yeah, let's do a rig pose, and then we'll do the actual slapping the car. And let's see if I can find a reference of what that should look like. Not slapping AR, slapping CAR. Everyone who's still here, if you haven't yet, please drop a like. It helps this channel out so much. Maybe the slap should be 2 poses. So if he's gonna slap the car, be like, should have his hand down. Maybe his other hand should be down, kind of. I gotta do a groom on him also. I was gonna add hair. I'll do the next one off of here. Actually, you know what? I think I want the pose, this hand. This is not a good pose for the hand. then I'll do another right here. Yeah. And then this one will be like, whoops. Gotta fit those fingers so that they're not poking through here. And like every time I pose, I always want to try to tweak every bone if I can. But we can also again rely on the rig noise to take care of that for us a little bit procedurally, which is good. Maybe I'll tweak the tie a little bit for this one. Maybe I want to do the opposite. I want the tie to be kind of up on this one. Oh wait. I'm adjusting the wrong rig pose node. That makes sense. I think maybe this arm should be straighter. Yeah, this is really good. I'm getting a lot of good poses in here. I think let's go for 2 more. We'll do the Poindexter one, and then we'll do the we'll do the Poindexter one, and then we'll do the what's it called? The pointing at the watch one. And then I think we'll be good. We can move on to the next thing. Well, actually, Which one is it on now? Oh, it keeps getting connected by accident to this guy. Yeah. Nice. And we can totally ignore the legs for now because the legs are going to get fixed kind of automatically. Chill Halloween beats to Trick or Treat 2. One of my favorite things to do for Halloween when I was a kid was pretend to be a scarecrow and then scare trick-or-treaters when they would come over, and like we would have the candy bowl in our laps on like a bench, like me and my friend, and we'd be like wearing enough stuff that it looked like we could be a scarecrow just kind of dead there, and then if it was like a little kid, we wouldn't want to like scare them super bad, so we would like just pretend we were actually completely dead scarecrows and let them take their candy with their adult that they were with. But there was a couple of like kids that were like older than us that would come and be like, let's just take all the candy and then just like kick them in the balls, and then we would just scare the shit out of them. It was definitely one of my favorite Halloween memories. All right, last one. He's gonna be looking at his watch. It's honestly great to have this many joints to be able to manipulate. I'm imagining that like when he points to his watch, he's like, you're running out of time, this deal's not gonna last. But I don't know, maybe he's just being a rude salesperson. A sleazy sales guy. Should definitely be a sleazy sales guy. But I don't end up having to take out any of these poses. But yeah, this is really good for now. This is, how many poses is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 poses? Freaking great. Freaking great. Okay, I'm going to save this. Jimmy John's isn't going to eat itself. Indeed, he's right. Alright, so I don't know if this is going to work with the setup that I made before. Yeah, like, I don't know about this. I'm gonna pause this music so I can... Let me switch this to here. And I think, okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna do the lip sync really simple. Just basically have the mouth opening and closing at but like every single frame instead of like every 5 frames like with these. Or maybe like it'll be like a 3-frame loop or something. I think that'll work nicely. Okay, back to the Halloween and chill beats. So I'm gonna get rid of this rig noise. shit. Yeah, is this gonna work? Okay, yeah, and then... Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay. Damn, yeah, because I guess what I need to do is skeleton blend in everything that isn't the yeah, skeleton blend, turn this all the way up, but only use the stuff that isn't what the hell? I'll do a lasso select. That work? Maybe lasso select doesn't work this way. Oh wait, no, we want the opposite. We want it to select everything below the hip, because that's what we want to blend in like that. Yeah, nice. Okay, so if we do that, then this ends up being like this. But then the problem becomes that, yeah, maybe we need to blend it in world space. Or I guess maybe we need to this is throwing me off a little bit. Maybe we just need to blend these in. And then do this. Whoa. Okay. And then, yeah, blend this in a world space. Or maybe don't blend it in world space. No, blend it in world space. And then, this will modify that stuff. And then the FBIK stuff will be, oh shit, I forgot I need to, yeah, we need to do that. I don't really know what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to figure out something cool. So is this skeleton getting all crazy? Yeah, it is. Okay. But this is cool, and then this is gonna FBIK to figure out the legs and how the legs should work. This definitely comes off really weird. I mean, it's kind of interesting, but it's not the vibe that I'm going for. think maybe what we want to do is just rig pose the legs into wherever they need to be. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that instead. Okay, let's not mess with any of this FBIK nonsense or the skeleton blend. I'm gonna move all this stuff off to the side. I don't think I really need it. What if I do a spherical inversion? Sphere inversion, yeah, of the skeleton. No, of the whole guy. Seems like we have to reverse the normals if we do that. It's a cool way to deform him, though. It's a fun node in general. Okay, so I'm gonna call this fix legs. Oh fuck, I think I just crashed it. That's definitely a bug in the new Houdini, is if you are animating on a rig pose and you pull it out of the chain, it crashes. I need to report that. I'll wait for the program to respond for a minute, but I think it's crashed. Yep, I think it's crashed. Alright, let's kill it. Don't think I lost a lot there, though. We'll probably wrap this up fairly soon. Gotta wait for Houdini to load up. Doesn't load as fast as Blender. That's really the king of loading up instantly, which is amazing. Alright, let's see. Open up Honda Salesman. no, I think I'm missing... I think I lost some progress. I think I lost one of my poses. Oh wait, no, I think this is all of them. Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought I saved after all those. So that's cool. Then the only thing that we lost that I did was I adjusted the legs so that he's like actually standing up. But the problem is that in a couple of these poses it breaks that. So I'm just gonna file save. Let's see if this crashes it again. I'm gonna disconnect this guy, reconnect up here, and then I'm gonna make a dot, do this here, and then back over here on this guy. So adjust this so he's rotated like that. And then on this guy, I'll just, whoops, my bad. On this guy, I'll just adjust so he's rotated like that. And then on this one, I'll delete this, but then I will rotate this guy up here. So this should be yeah, nice. All these poses are now clean. Okay. So the feet are good now in all these poses. That's great. So maybe now that we've done that, we could actually, in theory, go back and use this old setup that was working before to a degree. So basically, that deletes those out, and then I don't think I need this anymore. And then yeah, this rig noise is just tweaking this stuff, moving him around like that. That's kind of fun. This is kind of cool, but I think that if we did want to do this rig noise thing, we want to make it way less. I think we probably just don't want it at all, though. I'm surprised it's still all weird and jittery, though, now that I've gotten rid of it. Oh, it's this. Is it this thing? So I think if I rig pose this guy, yeah, wait, let's undo this if you don't. Let's get back the rig noise, but oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of a cool look. Yeah, I kind of like this. Just add a little bit of noise that isn't like truncated like the animation is. And then what if we add a jiggler? If it doesn't crash Houdini. Let's save. I'm talking to people on Discord while I'm streaming, which is very bad etiquette. But all right, yeah, let's play through this guy now. I'm gonna pause this spooky Halloween music, and I'm gonna show off where we're at with this thing. Do you ever get locked in this infinite possibilities freeze when playing with the procedural animation possibilities? I think, yeah. And yeah, it is AE lib TB. It's super cool. You can go in and break it apart and see how it works. But yeah, I think that sort of like goes back to a little bit of what I was saying before with like one of the nice things about C4D and other apps is like you don't get locked in that as much, so you end up actually getting things finished maybe a little bit more often. Which is kind of cool, but you just have some more discipline about it and don't let yourself get too rabbit-holed. This is seeming pretty sick. Let me add the mouth animation now. Needs more scale inheritance, Matt? Alright, check this out, Matt. Here's what we were just playing with. We were playing with, a minute ago. This rig noise that I have, right? Oh wow, this is named rotation. Just to add rotations to everything. Well, if I get rid of all the animation stuff that's being fed into it and just have this only be the rig noise, this is like what we had before. Except I want why is the frequency being so weird? Oh, it's only working on joint 0. That's why I'm an idiot. Just make it work on everything. Okay, so now we'll go back to scale 0. Yeah, and then rotation amplitude. I guess we want like 555. Yeah, here we go. So now it's gonna be he's wigging out like this, And if I do scale inheritance, I don't quite understand how the scale inheritance thing works. Like what the name implies is kind of straightforward, but it seems to be really handy for like keeping things in proportion here. I think we maybe need less frequency. No, more frequency, but less roughness. With more amplitude. But less scale. Yeah, there we go. So here's scale inheritance, and here's no scale inheritance. No scale inheritance, or scale inheritance, no scale inheritance. It kind of seems though like scale inheritance is what I would think it is when it's turned off, when scale inheritance attribute is set to 0, where a joint scales and then the child inherits that scale also. Is that correct? So is the attribute just confusing because scale inheritance is off when it's set to 1? You get different modes, 0. Okay. Well, let's look at your hip file on the stream for fun. So I'll open it up, and I'll. Is this like a new thing? Somehow I'd never heard of the scale inheritance thing, but it seems pretty sick. Playing with these procedural rigs is just ridiculously fun. It's so great. But yeah, just so you can see also, just for fun, while this is loading, I'll open the file and then I'll go back to the other one where I can show what's going on. File, open. So we're making a guy selling a Honda. Wait, what is the name of this file? Scale inheritance. It's in my downloads folder, obviously. So we'll open that up. But going back to the other one, where we're at with this one is I have car salesman who's trying to sell this car, and I just have a bunch of different poses in a switch. And then I learned that I can just set this, so it's going through a different pose every 5 frames, which I think is kind of on beat. And then it's doing a modulo function for the number of inputs. So it will just like, no matter how many I add, it will like continue to rotate through the correct amount. But then I can also add a little bit of rig noise, a little bit, just to joint 0. Or no. Yeah, like this, with the full body IK. And that's cool. Now I just gotta add the lip flap, so it's like he's talking really fast while he's selling the thing. Alright, so let's look at the zip file. So, if I go into here, you can see, where did we add the scale inheritance? Mode 2, yeah, scale inheritance. Oh, there's multiple modes? What are all these different modes? What the goddamn hell? Okay. The leg will lengthen, but the foot won't get bigger. Oh, that's super cool. Okay. So that's in mode... Yeah. So different modes. So 0 equals scale the pelvis, and the legs will also be scaled like you would expect by default. 1 equals scale the pelvis, the legs will move but not. That's so great. Oh my god, that's so great. Then there's 4 modes. Wow, that's so great. Oh my god, this is such a game changer for me. Well, thanks for helping explain that. I'm really stoked about this. Like ease out per pose rather than the smoothly varying noise. Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of fun personally, the juxtaposition of that, but I could definitely truncate the noise, or what's the wrangle trick that you're talking about? Yeah, this kind of feels better without that noise. I don't know. Let me go back to this real quick for a second. Yeah. But I am curious about how to do this like linear interpolation with a wrangle trick. Oh, it's in that hip. Okay, my bad. So in here, interesting. Okay, so you're splitting out everything but the left foot and the right foot here, and then over here I'm just gonna copy these. I don't know which is doing which or whatever. But let's see what happens if I just plug it into my animation here. It doesn't do anything. Oh wait, this is also grouping arms though, which I don't have the names of. Let me delete all these. Oh shit. That's some crazy shit. Okay. Rig attribute angle 1 and rig attribute angle 2. Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But so this is just basically just doing like a sine wave on the position or the scaling. Yeah, it's just scaling them. Okay, I see. And then I just gotta, let me do the scale inheritance thing. And then I just gotta copy and paste that guy. So cool. Well, this is probably too much, but I can reduce it, I guess. I'm too fried to understand this at this point. But yeah, so you're scaling it on Z. That makes sense. So okay. I think, do I have to multiply big by a smaller number, maybe? No. I'm kind of guessing without understanding what's going on. Change the values in the smooth function. Small to the first joint of the legs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. I'll just group the... I have a lot of leg joints. Okay. And then I can play with the scale inheritance to see how the different modes work. I should read up on how these different modes work. Yeah, sorry. No, yeah, we don't have to do this more now. I'll dig more into this stuff later. That this is really good to know. This gotcha. Yeah. I'll do another stream once I figure this stuff out and then fuck around with it. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for hopping in. Sorry for dragging you in here. Yeah, I think you're right about these guys. I do want to figure out a way to... Well, let me try adding jiggle on here. Gotcha. Yeah, I gotta wrap my head around those functions. Yeah, thanks a lot, Matt. You the best. Is this cooler than just going like this? I think this is cooler. Okay, so let's do that, and then let's add some animation to the lip flap, and then we'll wrap up the stream. But I think that that'll be cool to add that animation, and I'll bone deform to do that. But I think I can tweak the lips a bit with this joint that I have here. This doesn't work super great because, yeah, this might not work that great actually. I'm gonna just do it with an edit sop, the hacky way. And edit and scale like that. But then we want to use smoothing. And then I'll grab these points along here. And I'll soft radius that as well. And then I'll delta mush this with the original to help fix the weird lip situation. And then we just want to blend shape between this and this. And so if we blend shape it like this, it's just gonna be like yeah, let's do that. Let's do sine at time times 360, fit 11 sine times 360 between 0 and 1. And then we'll say, instead of times 360, it's times 360 times 5. So 5 times a second. Yeah, this is pretty good. And then, okay, and then I can do this also. Time shift this guy modulo 4, and when it does the like the boom 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 boom, then I'll switch to that. $F times 4, and it switches over at 73. $F times 4, so it's 73 plus. Yeah, and then that's the slapping motion. That's so perfect. And then I think let's do a skeleton blend from to this pose. And skeleton blend with yeah, here we go. All right, check this out. Here's our guy for now. I'm pretty soaked on this. Did we make this little man in Houdini? Arrow asks. No, we made the little man in Adobe Medium. And Adobe Medium is a VR sculpting app that is no longer being developed, but is still available to use. And there's a link to the stream where we made it in Adobe Medium that was like earlier today with Yonk. So Yonk is the duo who modeled the character basically in Adobe Medium in VR with me. We were hanging out this morning in VR. They're based in the Netherlands. They're asleep now. But yeah, check out the stream linked in the chat if you're curious. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna really quickly set up a camera here, and I'm going to save this, and then I'm gonna play blast this out. Flipbook with new settings. Cool. Oh, you know what? There's a bug in Houdini where if you have the audio turned on, it won't flipbook. That's what's going on right now. So I'll turn that off, and then I'll flipbook it. Nice. And then I will load the audio, and I will go into, yeah, desktop, D&B audio. Is that gonna work? Board. Load audio, and then it doesn't let you look for MP3s for some reason, so you just have to tell it to look for all files, and then D&B audio MP3, there we go. Hell yeah. I thought I was doing this at 30 FPS though. Is this not 30 FPS? Oh, this is 24? What the hell? I might still do it at 30. I just have to deal with some annoyingness. Let's try doing that again. Just gotta set this to 30. Now it's playing the audio at the wrong speed. Load audio, sync it to 30 FPS, accept. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm gonna keep tweaking this, but I'm pretty happy with it for now. Maybe I'll stream more again later. I might be too exhausted, but I'm gonna like finish rendering and stuff this tonight. And I think it'd be cool to stream some setting it up in Karma XPU and rendering it all with the new fancy Houdini tools and Solaris and all that. Because that stuff's super fun, obviously. But yeah, really good progress so far. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I gotta make the sexy version of our car salesman for the part 2 where the chords come in. But yeah, I'm digging this, and thank you so much everyone who came in. Please, if you haven't yet, if you're still here, drop a like. I don't know if it does anything, but I'm told that it does. Hopefully we can get some more subs or something. I don't know. But yeah, I would love to do some more of these streams, and more tutorials and stuff as well that are kind of like, more concisely covering some of these topics and stuff. But yeah, that was a super long stream. That was like 4 hours. So yeah, thanks everyone who came in. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, thank you everyone so much. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Dr. D Foothead. Thank you, Mark Walcott. Thank you, Arthur Dorrington. Thank you, Zephyr. Everyone's still in it. And yeah, love you all, and we'll do some more of this soon, I hope. All right, everyone have a great day, and again, may stream some more later, maybe not. We'll see how I'm feeling, but yeah, thanks for checking out some of this 4-hour stream, regardless, and I hope it was helpful. And yeah, feel free to hit me up if you have any questions about any of the stuff that I covered or anything. But yeah, see y'all again next time.